Greetings, Shining Bulls and Shining Bears, and welcome to this, the 48th episode of the Crypto Astrology podcast. Please note that financial astrology, similar to technical analysis, is not 100%. I, Maya Raghavan, am not a financial advisor and I'm not an influencer. Rather, I'm a financial astrologer, using the planetary positions as data inputs in my analysis of the probable nature of price movements. I do not make your decisions for you. Your decisions are up to you. Shining Bull content is here to stimulate your own thought process as you make your own decisions relating to your own finances, for yourself and by yourself. Please do share my videos with others so that more people benefit from my work as a financial Vedic astrologer. We're going to take a look at what this week holds for Bitcoin and Ether price. Remember that on ShiningBull.com you can get predictive books on Bitcoin and Ether price for this year and for the next few years. These books let you recognize what's happening in the present moment so that you can put current price trends into context and properly understand what they will lead to next. You might already notice that even analysts who are on TV and big names on financial and crypto Twitter don't have that kind of context. They make reactive claims based on the current trend because they don't know the true cause of the price movement. If you look, however, at the planets, you have an edge, and that edge is what Shining Bull is offering you. Now, here are the major movements in the sky that will be affecting us most on the earth plane this week. On Monday, there is a new moon in Pisces with Rahu, which is a solar eclipse. What I'm noticing about this eclipse cycle related to both crypto and TradFi is that it's putting the cogs in the wheels of destiny. Certain themes which are happening right now are going to, in the long run, lead to a new financial reality, especially related to TradFi, essentially offboarding itself into DeFi. On Tuesday afternoon UTC, Buddha Mercury retrogrades back into Pisces. When Mercury first arrives in Pisces, he is combust, close to the sun, meaning that mental clarity has almost but not quite arrived. Wednesday is a turning point day. First, Sun joins retrograding Mercury in the Navamsha, and later Mars will pass Saturn in the sky. This is a day when I predict to be upward and powerful for Bitcoin and Ether price. Blockages in personal life can be suddenly removed. However, regarding personal life, it is important to take care of your own internal and external structure during the process of any breakthrough, albeit positive. Thursday night, UTC, Mercury retrogrades past Sun. This is good for price going up and for having a moment of clarity. Making sure to be properly hydrated is important for people. On Saturday afternoon, Sun enters Aries, his sign of exaltation. This will be good for markets, but the transit of Sun into Aries causes turbulence initially and volatile price moves on Saturday. Those are the moves, the big moves. And now I'm going to go day by day and tell you what I see more in detail for Bitcoin and Ether price this week. Please note that the Bitcoin BTC 2024 predictions book is available on ShiningBull.com. This book gives several turning points per month when Bitcoin price will start moving in a given direction, and it is a valuable addition to any swing traders or day traders toolbox. 2, Bitcoin BTC 2024 predictions gives an added edge to investors, fund managers, and anyone interested in Bitcoin as an asset. And the book, ETH BTC 2024 Predictions for the Ratio, is also now available on ShiningBull.com for those of you who trade the ratio. I'm pleased with the results that my predictions in that book are getting. It was really interesting to research. I don't know if I'll do it next year. It depends on interest. But basically, I identified a type of configuration pattern that influences the ETH BTC ratio. So let's look more up close at the week ahead now. I, the astrologer, live in Newfoundland, but I give these weekly predictions that I make on this podcast as per UTC time. This week, up until Wednesday early morning UTC, there can be downward corrective moves. Wednesday early morning UTC is when I see a new upward trend beginning. Sunday UTC I see as up, especially for Ether. I see corrective downward movement happening on Sunday in the afternoon due to Moon's transit with Venus in Virgo in the Navamsha. Traders, Sunday for Bitcoin, both 68359 and 71769 can be important resistance or support lines. For Ether, that number is 3666. Monday morning UTC I see as up due to Moon's transiting with Rahu. Then in the afternoon I see a down move due to Moon transiting with Sun in the Navamsha at the new moon. Then starting Monday night I see as up. Traders, Monday for Ether 4093 is an important resistance or support line. Tuesday UTC I see as being down as Mercury retrogrades back over the Gandanta into Pisces. Wednesday, as I mentioned, is the beginning of the new uptrend that begins in the morning when Mars joins Saturn in Purva Bhadrapada, and then later Mars passes Saturn in the sky. Thursday UTC I see as being up due to Moon's transit in Taurus, although I see a downward corrective movement happening in the afternoon when Moon joins Sun and Mercury in Pisces in the Navamsha. Traders, Thursday for Ether again 3666 becomes an important resistance or support line. Friday UTC I see being mainly up due to Moon's transit in relation to Venus and to Mars in the sky. Traders, Friday for Bitcoin 73777 becomes an important resistance or support line. Saturday UTC I see as being volatile. There are a lot of upward movements, but there are drops that I see happening in the morning through to the early afternoon, and then starting late evening through to late night, which can seem drastic even though they don't actually cut the true existing upward trend. This volatility is because of Sun's transit into Aries. For more details on this, experienced traders can check out the trading signals service on ShiningBull.com, where I give a lot more info, price points, time frames. Please read the disclaimer in the details section of this video below. So, that was the weekly forecast for the week ahead in Bitcoin and Ether price. Next, some news from the past week, which will indeed impact the future of crypto and of civilization. So, there is an interesting debate happening in the Ethereum space, which I read about just now on unchainedcrypto.com. So there are two Ethereum Foundation researchers who have set forth a new formula for calculating staking rewards on Ethereum so that a situation where all or almost all Ether is staked can be avoided. This is because they see that if or when almost all circulating Ether is staked, different problems come into play, including people using liquid staked Ether tokens for daily use instead of Ether itself, and too much centralization of stakers creating certain existential threats such as a fork on Ethereum. Meanwhile, other people in the Ethereum community are criticizing these researchers, especially because they say that changing the rate at which staking rewards are calculated can make Ether less attractive for people who are looking for high yield right now, including institutional TradFi players such as spot ETF applicants who want to incorporate Ether staking rewards into their products. On Wednesday, February 21st, when the two Ethereum Foundation researchers first put forth the proposal, Venus and Mars were conjunct at 11 degrees of Capricorn in Kendra to Jupiter. Moon transited in Kendra to all of them in Cancer. I noticed that on Tuesday, May 22nd or Wednesday, May 23rd, Mercury reaches the exact position that Jupiter was in the sky when the researchers published their paper. This is important because that's when I predict the Ethereum spot ETFs being approved. You can see more about that moment in my book, Ethereum by 2026, available on ShiningBull.com. I wrote that book at the end of 2022. I see that between now and then, it's important that Ethereum seriously takes into consideration what these two researchers of the foundation have put forth. This is because if they don't, then in any case, the SEC or its advisors will already be considering the same points. On Wednesday, May 23rd, the moment of the spot ETF approval as I predicted, this subject matter will become an important theme. It's important, in fact, because the configuration of Moon, Jupiter, Mars, and Venus in the sky at the moment that the Foundation researchers brought it up shows that it's important, and it shows that proactively looking at what they brought up will bring good results for Ethereum. So basically, people are saying that oh, why bring this up now? This is when they're gonna because people are saying basically if that ratio is altered now, they're saying that the SEC could take it as proof that the foundation is kind of controlling force, which means that Ether won't pass the Howey test and would be classified as a security. But I think that as an astrologer, what I see is that's absolutely the wrong mindset to have, because what I see, what the configuration shows, is that if within Ethereum itself this is not looked at, in any case, right now during the deliberation process of whether to allow those ETFs to go live, the SEC or advisory bodies will be considering the exact same thing. So furthermore, what those researchers are saying is very important, and it doesn't, it's much more important whether or not they're correct and whether or not it can be altered, whether or not their way of their suggestions are the best. The point is that it has to be proactively considered by the Ethereum community and developers and foundation, because it is actually very important what they're saying. The configuration in the sky, when they posted that on the research forum, shows how important it is. And in fact, even in the case that those ETFs are approved and that is not considered deeply, that would even be much worse if those ETFs go live and what all of those things that they're bringing up is not seriously considered. That would actually be much worse than if the ETFs were never approved. So, and furthermore, I don't, as an astrologer, it looks quite clear that, as I have been saying, on May 23rd, I wrote that book at the end of 2022, by the way. So, but it looks very much like an approval, and that Ether price is going to respond very well to it. So I don't see that as a threat, and I see it actually as something very important, and that should be considered from the Ethereum space itself. Internally. So that's all for this week, and I will see you next week. Thank you.